And welcome back to IGN Live at Comic-Con, presented by the all-new LG G4. I am Max Scoville. Joining me is Justin from Funimation. You are just the producer on Dragon Ball?
Yeah, director of production for really everything that Funimation does, but certainly on Dragon Ball Z.
That is nuts. I have about 1 million questions. I'm sure you guys watching at home do too. If you would like to tweet them at us, we're IGN on Twitter. Pretty simple, 3 letters. Use the hashtag IGN Live, and we will be keeping tabs on that throughout the show. On that note, Resurrection F.
Yes.
The new Dragon Ball movie.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's coming out. You're bringing that stateside.
That's right. Matter of fact, we had a bit of a premiere event last weekend that went over really great. It's, I mean, the fans are loving what they're seeing so far. But yeah, August 4th through 12th, it'll be at about 1,000 theaters nationwide.
Now, this is the follow-up to Battle of Gods, right?
That's right.
And this is kind of nebulous. This is only the second Dragon Ball movie that Akira Toriyama has been directly overseeing himself.
That's right. Everything else had been satellites.
Now, this is one thing I've been kind of unclear about in terms of just specific messaging. This basically paves over GT, correct?
Well, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's been a line of logic that says, yes, it does. But then on the other side of it, it happens so far after the events of GT that perhaps it will stay in. I think really time will tell if GT ends up exiting the canon or not.
The time frame is sort of nebulous because, like, I mean, some people age, but, you know, we've got Master Roshi, and he's ripped and he's in a tank top, and then we've got, Gohan's in a tracksuit, but then Krillin doesn't have hair for some reason.
Right. No, he gets it cut in this movie. He has it at the beginning, and 18 does, like they have like this rocky moment.
Okay, so they're gonna explain that?
Oh yeah.
That's one thing I really, really loved about Battle of Gods that some people weren't crazy about, but it brought back that goofiness that original, like, basic, little kid Dragon Ball has.
Right.
But it still had, the big epic fight scenes of Z.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great blending of both Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, whereas Resurrection F really kind of hits the Dragon Ball Z audience very much. So you're talking a lot more fights, a lot more action. The silliness is really kind of drawn back. There is comic relief, which is Beerus and Whis will make a return in this movie as well.
Now they're a big part of this. They make an appearance. They were obviously the titular gods from Battle of Gods, basically.
Right.
Can you talk at all about Dragon Ball Super?
I can say that I've seen the first episode, I'm sure as most of the public has, and I can tell you we're real excited about the show for sure. As to what the future is of that, that's a little bit, the 8 Ball hasn't come up with an answer just yet.
Okay. Would it be safe to say that phone calls have been made from Funimation offices to Toei offices and that there's negotiations in place?
Yeah, there have been a lot of pleases.
Okay. That's reasonable speculation that the company that's been dealing with Dragon Ball for 15 years probably would continue to do so?
I would imagine, yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Cool. So
safe to say.
Yeah, I think it's in good hands. This is so cool. I mean, like, I love that Toriyama's back getting his hands dirty with it.
Absolutely.
I was never really crazy about GT because it lacked his kind of personal style, and I love the Dragon Ball manga as a whole.
Sure.
And the new movies really kind of seem to be really fusing that well.
Oh, absolutely.
What's your favorite part of Dragon Ball? What's your favorite angle? Because you've had like a very hands-on approach since.
Sure. To me, the beauty of Dragon Ball Z, quite frankly, and I know this sounds kind of cheesy, but it's the lessons that come out of it. This pride before the fall, friends above all else. I mean, those kind of themes that run throughout the course of the 500 plus episodes that the series has run is ultimately the pulsing heart of that series.
Yeah.
But these characters have been developed and continue to develop. And what I think is great about these movies is that for the first time, we're kind of getting to see Goku's character get a little bit more developed. He's always been, the constant thing throughout the whole Dragon Ball Z. And so finally here we're getting to see him grow a little bit as far as, the training he's doing and not wanting to merge with, say Vegeta and maybe make things go a little faster as far as a fight.
He's always been a little bit slow, It's not
not
the quickest, but he's got that ability to make friends. That's kind of his superpower, is he just makes friends with just about everybody. We actually have a question from Twitter if you want to check that out. It always takes a second. Sorry about that. Here we go. Callum says, when will it be out in cinemas?
Oh, well, that'll be August 4th through 12th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And where can people, how many, you said like
There'll be 1,000 theaters across the country. The way to do this, and the way, and I know that it's very abnormal to try to pre-buy your tickets to go to a movie theater, but in this particular example, it's totally the way to do it.
Think of it like a concert or something.
Exactly, exactly. So DragonBallZ.com, you can buy tickets there, and that'll get you guaranteed. Also, it'll show you kind of where those theaters locally to your area are going to be.
It's also a great way to meet up with a bunch of other Dragon Ball fans.
This is an event, and we encourage everybody to kind of turn it into that. And the other thing too is, I think by going to this movie, you're making a statement not just for Dragon Ball Z and the fandom that you may have for that, but it's also for anime in general.
Yeah.
I mean, the more attendance we can get for these things, the bigger the numbers are. It's going to impress other companies, and it's going to show this mainstream. Our audience wants more anime at the theater.
I mean, that's the thing. Is kind of I was in high school when Toonami blew up, and anime was this kind of huge invasion thing, and Dragon Ball was a huge part of that.
Right.
And people my age are now my age, and suddenly it's like, oh, hey, like we have jobs, and I mean, some people have kids who were in anime, and now it's here to stay, kind of safe to assume. And
I think that with the movies coming out now, it's really made the generation gap. It's blended that, and so now I think you've got parents who are taking their kids out to these movies, and the kids are involved in it, especially with Kai having been on for the last few years.
Yeah.
It's really helped to reintroduce, a new audience.
Can you talk a little bit about this? I'm sorry to make this massive leap here. Why is Goku's hair blue? What's going on? Because his hair went. He got red hair and sort of like he got Super Saiyan mode in Battle of Gods, and then now he's blue. And
well, there's nothing that actually states in the film exactly why that happens, but I can assume that. He just discovered it in Battle of Gods, that power. So I'm thinking that's probably like an unstable form. And I think what we're seeing in Resurrection F is a well-trained, finalized form of this Super Saiyan God.
Okay, so it's like kind of like a Kaioken versus Super Saiyan.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we've seen some new outfits for Goku and Vegeta, and they've got this little squiggle on them.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, does get explained in the movie, but that's actually an autograph.
Oh.
So it turns out that the cast of Dragon Ball Z likes getting autographs as much as giving them.
Interesting. There is a new character in this who is, well, he's new to Dragon Ball, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's what's his name? I'm sorry.
Jocko.
Jocko, the Intergalactic Patrolman.
You got it.
Okay, and that's a separate, like, kind of original Toriyama creation.
That's exactly right.
What does he do?
Well, this is a guy who polices the galaxy and makes sure that the races don't necessarily intermingle, that there's no Saiyans on Earth. He hasn't been doing a great job.
Apparently not.
but he's a fantastic new character in the series, and in this movie really adds a lot. And I guess, it's not much of a spoiler, but people have seen him in the opening of Super as well, so I guess he's here to stay. But he's voiced by Todd Haberkorn in our U.S. version of it, who brings, quite frankly, a fantastic voice to that character.
That's good stuff. Well, Justin, thank you so much for talking. I love that I get to talk about Dragon Ball Z for work. That is awesome. Everybody, get out there and see Dragon Ball Z in theaters, and in the meantime, stay tuned. We're covering Comic-Con live, 1 o'clock to 5 p.m. Pacific time for the rest of Comic-Con. See you guys later.